You're good.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Welcome to Moving Forward, your leadership connection during these times. For those of you that have been attending our weekly sessions presented by Diversity Woman Media, welcome back. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, thank you for joining us. I really want to, while we kind of give everyone a chance to participants an opportunity to log in, I'd love to see where you're from, who is joining us today, and engage with our participants. If you can go to your chat button and click on all panelists and attendees, and just say hello, and where are you from? I'll start. Hello from North Carolina. Safe and well, and hope that all of you are too. Who do we have joining us? Hello, Laura from Chicago. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. And how is the weather in Chicago today? It is a little gloomy and wet here, but I am feeling bright and sunshine in my flower dress. Pat from Chicago. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pat. Dreary and 51 degrees. So Shaun, you hear that? Now we have some dreary weather going on here, and in dreary weather, people want to snug under the covers and eat bad food to make us feel like we need to bring in sunshine. So we're going to need you to brighten our day.
Yes, the temptation to sit back, cuddle up, watch some Netflix, chill out. Definitely tempting.
Yeah. And so those of you who are just signing in, we are asking those to join the chat room and just put down your hello and where you're dialing in from. We wanted to give a few others an opportunity to log in. I want to share with you that Diversity Woman Media started this webinar weekly moving forward because from the time that we step out of our bed and our feet hit the floor, we're moving forward. If you are stepping from your bedroom to your kitchen, we're moving forward. And it's very, very important that we take this time more so than ever to mentally move forward at all times. Move forward by reading a new book. Move forward by learning how to de-stress. Move forward by focusing on your wellness and nutrition, and move forward by just being active, which brings us to our special guest that we have with us today, Shaun Canoy. I am so delighted that he has joined us because our purpose for being here is to help all of us regain some sense of control and navigate a path forward. And I know that when the COVID-19 started, the first thing I felt was so powerless. I felt so powerless, and I realized I want to take my power back. How do I take my power back? And so I thought, how can I donate to 1 million masks? How could I make 1 million masks in my living room? That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to turn my powerlessness into power. And that's what we do by working on ourselves daily, focusing on moving forward so that when we do get on the other side of COVID-19, we will be ready and we will not take one step backwards. That's the important thing. Women, and if any men are joining us, none of us can afford to go backwards. So let's begin our session today on moving forward. I want to welcome Vivian, also from Chicago, Walgreens, and Yash from Walgreens. Thank you so much for joining us, those of you that are here. I'm going to first introduce Shaun Canoy, our guest presenter today. He is going to do a brief presentation, and then we're going to respond to many of the questions that you have asked us when you registered. And I may have some questions for you too, Shaun, because I am trying to stay fit and keep off the weight that I lost on last year. And also, if you have those of you on the call, if you want to send in questions while Shaun is presenting, please do, and we will respond to them now. Staying fit at home with Shaun Canoy. Shaun is a two-time Class B physique world champion. He's an online fitness consultant, and he is a two-time fitness cover model and entrepreneur. I know Shaun, I met Shaun from working with me on another project through a mutual friend. And he has traveled with my organization to California, and just anytime that we can get him, Washington, D.C. And as I got to know him, I realized he is one of the most wise, and I mean, when I tell you the wisdom that he has, the science behind his practice, what I have experienced, it is very spiritual. It has a lot of wisdom to it, which causes behavior change. Because what I've noticed is that we have got to change our mind and our thinking before we can change anything else. That's first and foremost, because our mind will tell us grab a carton of ice cream, and we have to have the tools um, and the wisdom to be able to attack that so that we can put something else in that place. So you're not here to hear me share my philosophy on this. So without further ado, please welcome Shaun. We welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. I'll just start out by just telling you a little bit about my background before we get started. Like Sheila mentioned, we met one of her women's diversity events, and I was able to help out with her. She's extremely inspiring. I got to see her speak, and just seeing what she has been able to build through her journey has just been incredible. And I've just really enjoyed knowing her and having her as a friend. So, but going back to my background as far as fitness is concerned, I've worked out, essentially since I was about 14. I started out playing, football for high school and everything else. And, obviously weight training is a necessity when you're in football. So that's where it all started. And, since then, I got into some kickboxing and I was running track and everything else. And obviously I always had to, work out, and I was always involved in fitness. But as far as my fitness career goes, that started when I'd say about 2014. 2014. I was in a very, very good relationship. I was engaged, and I was about to get married in 2 weeks. And my fiance had called me to let me know that she had cheated on me, and that she did not want to get married anymore. And that broke me when that happened. I was done for. And, if you can imagine, I was going through a lot of depression, and it was really difficult for me to get through. It was hard for me to wake up in the morning, get ready to go to work and everything else. I'm a firm believer of listening to personal development and reading books and everything else, listening to motivational speeches. And I heard a motivational speech from Les Brown. He said that when you're going through a problem, go help somebody else get through their problem. And that will take your mind off of whatever problem you're going through. So immediately a coworker of mine came to mind, and he was overweight, diabetic, and was on medication. And, from time to time, I would give him, fitness tips and stuff like that. And I approached him that day, and I said, "Hey man, you can come to the gym with me. I'm gonna help you work out. Let's do it." Well, 4 months later, he lost 50 pounds. He was able to get off of his medication, and he still continues to work out. And that day, he told me that he was able to get off that medication and everything else. It just inspired me. I was like, man, this is just an amazing feeling that I was able to play a role in helping him improve his life in that area.
That is
So
awesome.
that's when I decided that, okay, well, I've done this with this person, and I'm not even a personal trainer. I need to become a personal trainer because I want to help more people do things like this. So that's how my fitness journey got started as far as my career goes. I got into doing some bodybuilding competitions, and now I have one of the largest boot camps in Greensboro. And so it's just been a blessing. It's been a great journey, and I love doing it.
Thank you so much, Shaun. We are you didn't I say he's wise? Wisdom. And we are on here for fitness, and we got even more that when we're feeling down and bad, to go out there and do something for someone else. That's how you turn that powerlessness into power. I need to do a webinar on that, don't I?
It's a good subject. So I've created a PowerPoint. A lot of questions have been coming up on you, different ideas and tricks. Obviously, we're all locked inside right now, and gyms are shut down, and man, that can be really depressing, especially if you're like me. I love it. I'm obsessed with the gym. So you have to get creative in the times that we're in right now. So I've created a PowerPoint. I'm going to share on the screen, and we can get started talking about some really good information on how to stay fit at home. Let me share the screen. I'm new to Zoom, so bear with me.
Let us know if you need some help, and we can help you.
Okay. All right, let's see. Can everybody see the PowerPoint up right now?
Yep.
Are we good? All right, perfect. So, hot subject, and our first subject of the video is how to speed up metabolism. Now, this plays a huge role, and a lot of people want to figure out how they can speed up metabolism, because ultimately, that defines, how much food you can eat and how fast you can burn body fat. And nobody wants to have unnecessary weight. So we definitely want to stay as lean as possible to not only look good, but feel good at the same time. So the first thing I want to talk about is, there's various diets out there. You got keto, you got vegetarian, you got paleo and everything else. And I don't believe in any of them being right or wrong. I feel like you need to find out what works best for you, stick with it, experiment, and move forward. Because there's problem with vegetarian diets, there's problem with paleo diets, there's problem with intermediate fasting, all kinds of stuff. So at the end of the day, find what works for you, track progress, and continue to stay consistent with it. All right. So in my understanding now, I want to go ahead and just tell every one of you right now, I'm not a doctor. These are all things that have worked for me and a lot of clients that I have trained in person, online, everything else. Okay. So take all the information I'm giving you today and just experiment with it. If you disagree with something, just maybe try it, see what, there's a good quote. I think Bruce Lee says, he said, absorb what is useful, reject what is useless. If you see something that's useful to you on here and you think it makes sense, try it out, experiment. Okay. So think about this. All right. So average American, in my opinion, eats about, you're thinking corporate America, 2 meals a day. All right. Because we skip breakfast most of the time. We skip breakfast, rush off to work. We'll go out for lunch, okay? And then come home, we'll eat dinner. You might have a little snack in between or whatnot. But we want to speed up our metabolism. So just think about this real quick. If you're only eating 2 meals a day, you're training your body to absorb, break down food, and let's just say 8 hours. You're training your body to think it's not going to be eating for every 8 hours. All right. So what happens? So your body is really smart. Okay. If you're eating every 8 hours, you're training your body to think that it's not going to get fed for long periods of time. So what happens? Every time you get one of these meals, your body is taking that nutrients and holding on to it as long as it can and converting it into fat, because fat is energy, right? So it's holding as many nutrients as possible and converting it to fat. And you're processing the food slowly because you're training your body to think that it's not going to get fed for a very long time. Okay, so it goes in survival mode. Now, let's flip it. What happens if you eat more frequently? Now, not big meals, not overdoing it. Okay, what if you ate maybe every 3 hours, a small healthy meal? Then what do you train your body to do? You're training your body to break it down a lot faster. So if you eat 8 o'clock in the morning, then turn around and eat at 11 o'clock, if you're eating every 3 hours, your body is going to get in the habit of breaking down the food a lot faster because it expects, okay, well, I'm eating this meal now. Let's go ahead and burn it up as fast as we can because I know I'm going to get fed 3 hours from now, 2 hours from now, right? Now, again, smaller meals is the key, okay? You want to stay hungry. That's the main thing. If you're eating frequently and you're hungry up to each meal, then that's a good sign that your metabolism is speeding up. Now, it takes time to obviously get into that routine and speed up your metabolism, but once you get there, it's awesome, okay? So definitely do that for sure. I would try to eat more frequently small meals, okay? Next thing, obviously, is this. You want to stay active, okay? The more muscle mass you have, the faster your metabolism is going to be, your basal metabolic rate, okay? The more muscle you have, the faster you're going to burn fat at a rested state, okay? So stay active. Make sure you're mixing up your workout routines, which basically leads to high intensity workouts. Now, high intensity workouts are really, really good for burning fat and speeding up your metabolism. As a matter of fact, so doing high intensity workouts they actually have been proven to have like what they call an afterburn effect, okay? So after you do a high intensity workout, your metabolism is speeding up 12 to 24 hours after you finish up the workout. That's what an afterburn is. And for those of you who don't know what a high intensity workout is, or otherly known as a HIIT workout, everything is timed. You're working out, you're going as fast as you can, as hard as you can for a short amount of time, and then you rest for let's say you go as hard as you can for 30 seconds, and then you rest for 20 seconds. Then go as hard as you can again, intervals, okay? That will speed up your metabolism, and it's been proven to burn a lot more calories in a shorter amount of time. It's a lot better than doing like steady state cardio and stuff like that, in my experience at least, and me training my clients and whatnot. So that would be the next thing that I recommend for sure. Next, drinking plenty of water. Water now is very, very important. We all know this. Definitely that you should drink a bottle of water as soon as you wake up in the morning. That should be the first thing you do. You think about this. You're sleeping at night 7 to 8 hours, and that's 7 8 hours that you're dehydrated. You wake up dehydrated. So that needs to be the first thing to get everything going. And if you're drinking cold water, that can actually speed up your metabolism some too, because your body has to put in energy to break down the water to body temperature. So cool ninja trick there. So water is definitely a key role in any fitness journey, along with staying consistent. So you take all of these disciplines and you stay consistent with it. Consistency is key. When you think about it, if anybody can do a workout, eat healthy for a day, right? But most people think if, they work out, stay consistent for a day, they can slack off for 2 days and then pick up where they left off. It doesn't really work like that. You want to stay consistent as possible. If you think about it, like, okay, if you eat bad for 1 day, that's not going to make you fat. Okay. Just like if you work out and eat healthy for 1 day, it's not going to make you fat. I'm sorry. I'll reverse that. If you eat healthy and do everything right for 1 day, it's not going to make you fit. Just like if you eat really bad and don't do anything workout related for 1 day, it's not going to make you fat. Okay. So consistency is the key. Just make sure that you have a good routine and you apply these principles, right?
So can I ask you a question right quick?
Absolutely.
That's relevant to this. Many of us on the water thing, that's the first time I ever heard the cool. Someone in the chat room said they drink hot water when they wake up or warm water, and I've been doing room temperature. So you're saying that the cool water will help speed up our metabolism because it's, our body has to fight to get it warm body temperature.
Right. Yeah. Your body has to produce energy to break down that water, to break it down to body temperature.
Wow.
Yep. So I think it can speed your metabolism up somewhat for about an hour, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's not gonna make you fit in 1 day, but it's little things accumulate when you're on a journey like this.
But if it's your preference to drink warm water or body temperature, it doesn't matter, just as long as you get in the water, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's the temperature. It's not going to make or break you, but the important thing is you're drinking plenty of water. You're staying hydrated. And a lot of people,
we get the extra boost if we use the cold water.
There you go. And another thing, a lot of people, average person, they don't drink enough water. And a lot of people don't understand that the more water you drink, the less water you hold.
Wow.
You think about it. It's the same thing with food. Remember I was talking about the food, if you're eating, 2 meals a day, then your body breaks down those meals a lot slower because it doesn't expect to get fed again for a long time, right? Well, it's the same thing with water. If you are only drinking, 2 glasses of water a day, you retain more water. But if you drink more water, and this has also been proven, I'm a bodybuilder, and I'll tell you this, the week before our show, we have to drink a lot of water. I mean, just a lot, because if we drink a lot of water, then our skin, our body will retain less. So we can actually look leaner by drinking more water versus somebody who doesn't drink much water at all. They may retain more water and look slightly fluffy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
good point.
Yeah. Stay hydrated for sure. And let's see, should I be seeing the questions that pop up right now during this or no?
I'm going to give them to you.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so let's move forward. We got, move my little screen here. All right, so avoiding the common mistakes made when setting fitness goals. Now, this is really, really important information right here, because a lot of people, they set out to make a fitness goal. They set out to achieve a fitness goal, and they don't really know where to begin. They know that they want to get fit. Average person says they want to get lean and tone. That's what the majority of people say, lean and tone. Okay, well, what does lean and tone mean to you? Like, you need to be a little bit more specific. Be specific when you're setting a goal, first off, because that's going to keep you focused on exactly what you want. You can't just say, okay, I want to be fit. Okay, what does that mean? Like, do you want to lose 10 pounds? Do you want to be able to fit a certain size pants? Or, what exactly is it that you want? That way you can kind of narrow, zoom in on your specific goal and know what you're working towards. Because if not, then you're not going to hit a target that obviously you're not aiming for, right? You got to know exactly what you want.
Exactly.
And make sure it's an attainable goal. I can't stress this enough, because a lot of people, they start out and, all right, well, I want to lose I want to lose 30 pounds. And, you know, it doesn't happen in a month and they get discouraged. I like the quote that says, inch by inch, anything's a cinch. Yard by yard isn't what becomes hard. So it's better to set small goals and continuously achieve those small goals, because what happens is you create dopamine responses, right? And that's what we want, because that's going to encourage you to set more goals. And it's better to achieve a lot of small goals than to set one huge goal and get discouraged along the way to hit it. Big goals are accumulation of a lot of small goals. Okay, so set small goals, attainable goals. Right. Nothing that's going to discourage you. Okay, track progress. This is very important as well. You know, a lot of people, some people were against the weight scale. It can be misleading sometimes, but I don't think it's misleading if you're weighing yourself monthly. Don't obsess over it. Don't weigh yourself every morning. Please do not do that. You're going to drive yourself crazy because the weight fluctuates. Please do not do that. Okay. If you're going to use a weight scale, do it monthly. All right. That's the best way to do it. Along with, you know, taking measurements. You can do measurements, have somebody measure your waist, you know, along the way, but just don't obsess over it, please. And second is be patient during the process. All right. There's there's two types of people, I like to say. You got IPs and you got PIs. All right. So you got a PI is what you don't want to be. You don't want to be patient impatient, right? So a patient impatient person is a person who is patient and they procrastinate to set the goal. They're slow to set the goal, and then they're impatient during the process, right? That's patient impatient. But then you got a IP, which is impatient patient. That's a person who does not procrastinate. They're impatient to set the goal. So they take action. They start before they're ready. They say, you know what? I want to achieve this goal. I'm going to start right now. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to do it now. So they're they're impatient to set the goal. They jump into it and they're patient during the process. All right? Be patient during the process. I can tell you this now. There's going to come a time in your fitness journey where you hit a plateau. And this goes right with taking pictures along the journey. You're going to hit a plateau during your fitness journey. Like, it's not a matter of if, it's when. It's going to happen. Progress is going to slow down eventually. You need to be patient during the process and understand that, okay, you know, it may have taken you your whole life to get in shape or get out of shape, to be where you are now physically. So it's going to take some time to get to your desired physique. All right. So just be patient during the process. And that's where pictures come in. This is and a lot of people make this mistake. They don't take progress pictures. When you start your fitness journey, it's very important to take a before picture. Take a picture of day one when you started, because that's going to serve as a reminder that 3 months down the road, when you hit a plateau, you can look back and be like, you know what? I've plateaued. I feel like I'm not doing good, but look at where I was. Look at the progresses I've made so far. And that's going to serve as a reminder. But you know what? All right, I've come this far. I can keep on going. So it's a very good thing to have. And a lot of people, they forget about that, because, you see yourself every day. So you don't know how much progress you've made unless you have a picture to compare. So take pictures monthly, even, bi-weekly, just something to track your progress, something that you can look back on to give yourself a reminder of how far you've come. And is there any questions about this before I advance to the next slide?
Okay. Oh, I think we're good.
Okay. And if I'm going too fast or anything like that, let me know, please.
No, I think that some of the questions, that came in is relevant to this slide, because, and I don't know if you want to answer them at the end or now, but people want to know, how do they remain focused working inside when they would rather be outside? How, what are some ways that, that they can address these common mistakes they make, while they're inside?
So being inside, I mean, obviously, we all want to be in the gym, or we want to be outside or doing something else. It's hard being inside, but you can look at it like this. You're gonna a change of routine is always good. You can look at it as an opportunity to get creative and try different things. I think one of the questions that came across on here was how can I incorporate my husband or significant other
Mm-hmm.
or my children within my workouts as well. And you can make it into a game. You can switch up routines. You can include, like, if you have children, you can make it a game. I mean, what kid doesn't want to tell their parent to do a workout or direct them? Oh, mommy, you have 10 push-ups. You can involve your children in it. You can, if depending on how small your child is, you can hold your child and do squats. Just get creative. Use this opportunity to, obviously, this is not in your comfort zone. So this is an opportunity for you to get creative and get out of your comfort zone and figure out what you're going to have to do to remain healthy or get healthy. Because at the end of the day, our health is our top priority. We have to do whatever we can to keep our health top priority at at the best possible. You can do the best at your job. You can be the smartest person on the planet. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, you're not going to do much. You got to have your health. There's a quote that says, life is a battle for territory. Once you stop fighting for what you don't want will soon take over. So you've always got to figure out and find a way to ensure that you're doing all you can to get creative and keep health at a top priority.
Okay, and also Shaun he does have an online fitness program for those of you that are asking, how can I get the 7 pounds off that I gained last month? And, how can I strength build at home? When we get to the end of the presentation, we're going to have information how you can log on online and do programs with him. So Shaun, I'll let you go ahead on through the rest of your presentation before we get to the other questions.
All right, sounds like a plan. Let's move forward. All right. And this kind of goes along with what we were talking about. Do what you can where you are with what you have. So, if you don't have a gym membership, you're going to have to get creative. Like I said, you can incorporate your children, your significant other, and just making it into a game. You can even place bets. If you don't do dishes, you got 20 burpees, or you can do lunges up and down the stairs. You can get a book bag and do squats. Have your child jump on your back, and you can do lunges with them. Just make it into a game. This is an opportunity, for those of you that are stuck in the house with your family and everything else. This is an opportunity for you to get closer with your family and doing something positive together, improving your health. This is an opportunity for you to do some research and learn about how to eat better. Try different recipes, try different smoothies and stuff like that that can help you. A lot of things are slow. So use this opportunity to learn more about your health and how you can improve it. I got on here, any form of activity is better than doing nothing. And I'll tell you this, a while back, I had a roommate, and he had, what did he do? He broke his collarbone. Yeah, he broke his collarbone. And, me and him, we went to the gym all the time. We loved going to the gym, working out and everything else. And once he had that injury, he completely stopped going to the gym. He ended up getting depressed. He gained weight. And I mean, he was just miserable. And I was like, dude, your collarbone is hurt. I mean, you can do lower body exercises. You can do something. You can do ab workouts. You can work out your legs. You can do something. Don't just find an excuse to do nothing just because you have one injury in some area. So anything is better than doing nothing. Do something. There's one quote that says, do something, even if it's the wrong thing. Just do something. Don't do nothing.
So Shaun, the friend that you talked about, when he got in, I mean, that sounds exactly what's happening with us. Our world has been shut down. We're forced to stay home. For me, I know that it was a mental form of depression, and it's like dragging yourself out the bed. And I do get that. Do something. What did your friend end up doing?
Well, sadly, he didn't end up. He waited until he was fully recovered before he started, going back into the gym. And I mean,
he couldn't get out the door.
he just didn't. He didn't do it. He let it break him down. Okay. And I don't want that to happen for anybody else. I'm the type of person that if I have, heaven forbid it ever happens, but if I ever hurt myself, hurt my arm or anything like that, the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, what can I do right now? What can I do? Not what I can't do. What can I do right now to stay happy, to do as much as I could before? Focus on what you can do instead of what you can't do.
Okay. All right.
Which basically at the bottom, says that there's always something you can do. There's always something. So.
Okay. All right. We're 20 minutes from the hour, so I will let you go on so we can get into some questions.
All right, cool. Let's move forward. All right. So this is the boot camp that Sheila was talking about. So for those of you, so I told you I run one of the largest boot camps in Greensboro, and so obviously I can't do boot camps right now. So for everybody that's stuck at home, I started doing an online boot camp class, and essentially it's a private Facebook group. You can get access to it at ShaunCanoy.com/bootcamp. Just click online bootcamp. Make sure you include your email, and once you get registered, you will get an email with the link that will give you access to the private Facebook group. And essentially what it is, it's going to be 4 weeks. No equipment is needed at all whatsoever. It's 8 live workouts. Each workout is Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's just me in my kitchen. And I record myself doing the workouts with you. If you have any questions about the workouts during the workout, free to ask.
So they can personally ask you questions on the workout.
Yep, absolutely. Within the Facebook group, I also include my meal plans, like so you're gonna have a access to a meal options guideline where it gives you a list of options to mix up different variations of meals and stuff like that. You're gonna have some bonus workouts, so some pre-made home workouts you can do. None of these workouts require any equipment at all whatsoever. And I also post videos and motivation within the Facebook group of like me, cooking, trying different protein shakes and stuff like that. I really encourage all the members to post their meals in the Facebook group as well, because at the end of the day, I believe in trying to build a community of people getting better together. So it's just a really positive group. It's $19 for 4 weeks. I'll probably be doing another one after that as well, as long as we're all stuck at home. So this is the first time the first time I did one was about a month ago. I started it off, and it turned out really great. So if this sounds like something you would like to try, it starts this Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Date's right there, April 26th. I'd love to have you on there. Pretty fun.
Shaun, this is so awesome. So let me tell you why it's so awesome is because I'm one of those types of people that I am a touchy-feely person. I'm a touchy-feely person, and I love seeing people and, going out. And I was kind of forced to, do virtual. The first time I got on a virtual reality platform was with some friends, and it was so amazing to see people that look like me, well, not look like me, that work like me, that we're normally working in the same type of environments and traveling and passing each other. So it was so wonderful to connect virtually. So I say all that to say, I'm so grateful to you for creating something virtually that those of us that need to lose weight or need that extra boost, just need that extra boost to stay focused and stay motivated to, work on our health and be even more fit. That's my goal. You said you need an attainable goal when you walk out the door. My goal is I know what I was at a size, a weight, a healthy place when this started. My goal is to be in better shape when I leave. So I challenge everyone on this call to set a goal to be in better fit, whatever your weight management. Some people weight management is to build muscle, some is to lose weight, some is to, like you said, whatever your personal goal is, set the goal that when we get on the other side of COVID, it's going to be 10 times greater than, what you expected. So a couple of questions. And I love that, you're creating a community. So someone is saying it's April 26th, a Sunday. Well, I think you're saying Tuesday and Thursday. So,
Yeah, April 26th is a Tuesday.
It is a Sunday. It is a Sunday. Tuesday, that should be.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the deadline to sign up.
Oh, okay.
My apologies.
So the deadline to sign up is the 26th, which is that Sunday.
Yes.
And it will begin on the 28th.
Yes.
Thank you so much for catching that, Laura.
Yes. The price goes up after the 26th.
Okay. So, I mean, $19 is a steal. I can't order a meal in for that these days. So thank you so much. So, all right. Well, then, is that the last slide?
Yes. And if anybody wants to follow me on Instagram or anything like that, this is my username right here.
His Instagram is amazing. Let me just add, you want to go follow him on Instagram right now.
Post a lot of fitness stuff on there. Try to do some motivating quotes and whatnot. So yeah, that is my Instagram. If you'd like to follow me, if you want to message me, maybe you have some other questions or whatnot, I try to get to my messages as often as possible. If it takes a while, just bear with me.
And what would be even more fun, go tell all your friends and family to join you for $19 that we can all be on this Facebook program in only 4 weeks. I mean, you can't beat that.
Yeah, it's really great. there's people all across the country in it right now. It's really turned into something really fun, really positive, really encouraging. And at the end of each workout, I try to give like a little motivational speech, just to kind of keep everybody's mindsets correct, keep everybody's hopes up, keep the energy positive, because these are challenging times. And that's why I set the price so low as well, is because obviously, we are in hard times. It's really not about the money. It's really about just bringing people together. In
And
the end.
also we get to help you. You are a small business. Your business is suffering because your gym is shut down. And if, $19, I think that I would rather help you than, be concerned about that on my end. So you made it at a point where it's very affordable, and delighted and honored. It's mutually beneficial. It's a win-win. So imagine that we are able to help ourselves, meet our fitness and nutrition and wellness goals for $19, and we're helping a small business that's impacted by this as well. So that's a no-brainer for me.
Absolutely.
So let's go answer some of these questions then.
All right. And should I
Stop
click?
sharing. You just hit stop sharing.
Okay.
And then at the end, we'll go back up to, we'll put your slide back up with the information on the Facebook plan.
So go back to screen right here.
So what are some good exercises for strength building at home? I know that I have some weights, and just what are some strength building exercises?
Okay, so essentially, anytime you're wanting to build strength, especially if we're going to be home, we don't have weights, right? So again, we're going to have to get creative. So going slow and controlled repetitions is going to be the next best thing. Okay, usually if you're wanting to build a lot of strength, you would just add more weight in the gym. Well, we don't have a gym, so what can we do to make the exercises more difficult? Well, slower repetition. So if you're doing a squat, instead of going fast, going down fast, going up fast, go slow, and just really, really let those muscles work. Concentrate on each individual muscle and slow and controlled repetitions. Next best thing, like I was talking about before, add some weight. Get a book bag, put it on your back, do some squats.
That's good. Do you
Yeah,
fill the book bag up?
Do what now?
Do you fill the book bag up with books?
Oh yeah. Put some books in there, or whatever heavy thing you got. You could get a gallon of water, do some curls, do some presses. You can do all kinds of things.
That's
but
exciting.
Slow and controlled. Time under tension is going to be your best way to do that. All right. You can go slow and controlled with added weight as well.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you on the call, this is recorded. You'll be able to, Crystal will send you a link afterwards, and you can go see the recording. You can actually share with your friends and network to go look at the recording as well, because many of us are working from home and don't have the pleasure of taking an hour lunch break. Okay. Okay. So another question is, what is a good balance between strength building and cardio to improve, let's see the rest of that. Well, strength building, a good balance between strength building and cardio to improve our fitness. I'll just say that.
Okay. So I think it really depends on the person and what their personal goals are. Me personally, I like to, obviously, I'll lift weights more. Okay. I'll do a lot of more strength training. And then after my strength training, I'll do maybe 15 minutes of cardio or whatnot, maybe like on the Stairmaster. It really depends on what your goals are. If you're are you trying to cut weight, or are you trying to build more strength overall, or are you trying to, increase muscle mass? It really depends on that person and their specific goals. If you're trying to lean out and you want to gain some strength as well, then, you know, doing a normal strength training exercise routine and then just doing some cardio afterwards is fine.
What is jump roping good for? I have a jump rope and I have been meaning to. I was like, you need to stop looking at that jump rope and you're at home, you can't get out, and start using that jump rope.
So jump rope it's great cardio. It's a great source of cardio. It'll really work your shoulders out a lot as well.
Mm.
That's why boxers do so much jump rope.
Oh,
I used to do some
really?
kickboxing,
I
and
never
it was,
thought of that.
yeah, it was, and it helps with your rhythm and stuff like that too. I used to kickbox. I went undefeated for about three years, and you know, my coach, he would always make me do jump rope all the time, and it would just make my shoulders burn so much. But if you think about it, you know, you're throwing punches and everything else, you're using a lot of shoulders. So, but it's
Okay.
great source of cardio.
Okay, how to keep healthy bodies and mind your tips for vegetarian families. And I think you said at the beginning, it doesn't matter if you're vegetarian, paleo, you know, that's the beauty of this. You choose what's right for you. But how do we keep our healthy bodies mentally? You know, it is so easy to like, I can sit here now and say, I know what I need. Shaun just told me before I got on this webinar, I knew. How do we get our minds to mentally adapt, change, and move forward and exercise some of these practices you have given us? I mean, they're great, and be consistent with them. And so first, like we know our physical bodies need it. How do we get this one right here? What do you call it? Brain health, right?
So at the end of the day, you know, anything we know what we have to do. Like we know that we need to go to the gym. We know we need to eat right to be healthy, have a good physique. We all know these things. Like you said, how do you develop the habit of actually going and doing it? And that comes from procrastination, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We procrastinate. And what happens is, you know, you take fitness, for example. People focus too much on what they have to do to get the result that they want. So your brain associates work with pain. So obviously we want to avoid pain. So we put it off, we put it off, and put it off, and it never gets done. Instead of focusing on the reward, you can think of it as like as a scale. Okay, your brain, you got the reward pain ratio. All right. So the second the pain gets too high, the work, the determination, the going to the gym, prepping your meals, if you focus on that, then the pain is too high and the reward is too low, and it never gets done. So your job, and what's been most effective for me, is focusing on the reward more than the process. So let's focus on the reward, and that reward is going to tip the scale. You focus on the reward, nothing else matters because you're focused on the end game result, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll use an example. When I was getting ready for one of my first physique competitions, it was an annual competition. So I had seen pictures of the competition that was the year before, and they had a picture of the winner who won the whole show, right? And it had the show promoter standing beside him on stage, and he was holding up this really cool sword. The sword was a trophy. It was pretty cool. So he's holding up this sword, and I'm like, man, I want to win that sword. So what I did was I took a screenshot of that picture, and I saved it to my phone. And anytime things would get rough and I didn't feel like I wanted to work out or anything like that, I looked at that picture. I was like, look, I want to win that sword. I want to win that trophy. So I don't care if I don't want to work out today. I'm going to do it anyway because I want this end result. Long story short, I did win that show. I won my pro card at that show. So, but that's just an example of keeping your eye on the prize.
That is a beautiful story. I love that story. That is amazing. I've never been told that, and it makes so much sense that we procrastinate on doing things that are good for us because our mind equates that as pain. It's negative. And and so it's easy for us to, I guess, when we are in pain, focus on something that we know that tastes good for a reward to make ourselves feel good, but it's not better for us. But I wanted, since you shared a story about focus on the reward, I want, we're getting into the end. We are 4 minutes away. Just tell a short story on how you can find what reward that you're going to choose to focus on. So we're already challenging you at the beginning of the webinar to develop a fitness program and a wellness program, so that you will look, feel, and perform even better when we get on the other side of COVID-19. So my little short story is, I love fashion. I love, I always want my clothes to fit a certain way. And so for years, and because of stress and my lifestyle, I could never, attain a comfortable weight that I thought made me look good in the type of fashion that I choose to wear. That's just a personal thing. And so I finally got my mind set on that reward. And I honest, the reward was I wanted my clothes to fit better. And I wanted that so bad that I worked so hard to make it happen. But the icing on the cake, and what I want you to leave with, I became a maximum leadership performer. I started feeling better. I started thinking better. I started my work a performance was extraordinary, 10 times greater than anything. So the reward, whatever reward you choose to work on, anytime that we do something to address, any health issues that women have, we have all kinds of things we as women have to deal with, postmenopause, whether it's, I just stress relief or depression. And I mean, these are things that we all have to deal with. If we focus on committing ourselves to be fit and well, the reward is so much greater than weight loss. The reward is spiritual growth, mental health, leadership performance. So I want to end with that. And I want to, Shaun, have the parting words to talk about to say your Facebook thing again, because we're 2 minutes out. And if you have time to put the slide up, and in 2 minutes, what would you want to share with everybody on the call? What do you want them to take away from?
So at the end of the day, here, I'll share my screen. There we go. Yeah, can you see it now?
Yep, and put the slide with the Facebook, the next to the last slide on.
Let's see here.
Just flip up one, go up one PowerPoint slide.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, go to the Facebook one. Okay,
there we go.
back one.
The boot camp.
Yeah, go to the boot camp.
I don't know if I have control on here or not.
Okay.
Well, so anyway, just parting words, just remember this. Make sure that you're keeping the essential things in life top priority, right? We want our health, we want our business, work life, and we want our social life top priority, okay? So health is top priority, because without your health, you cannot have anything you want in life. It just doesn't work like that. You're not gonna enjoy life on a hospital bed. It's not gonna work like that. So make sure that you make your health a top priority. Stay strong during this time. Stay creative. Don't get down. Make a game plan to come out stronger than you were before. There it goes.
Okay.
Make a game plan to come out stronger, come out smarter than you were before this pandemic happened. That way, you're stronger and you're going to move forward and achieve the life that you want to have.
Thank you so much, Shaun. And we hope to see everybody on the call at the Facebook Boost Boot Camp. Thank you so very much. Everyone have a wonderful day.
All right. Take care.